morning, good morning, good morning. She feeling amazing, phenomenal. Well, Spirit was like, have them join in on your daily reading. I was like, okay, one. Not 111 as I say that. I was like, okay, that's fine. There you go. Excuse me, bless me. Um, let's just go ahead and get started. Sorry, I woke up early. Your reading is already uploaded for the one that I did for y'all, but let's just go ahead and have you join in. And Spirit was like, there's something that they also may need in your daily reading. And I'm going to read it to you exactly how I read it to myself. Okay? I'll be, you'll see. Okay? Read with you? Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into this. Feeling like using my deck today. So colorful. So pretty. Along with my Deviant Moon deck. Go to. Amazing. And typically, if I don't have a question, I don't know if you guys want, because I used to do it on here where I would do like lessons on how to, not like how to, but I guess how to do tarot readings and studying tarot and life and what it means and just how to study spiritually, period. If you want that back, let me know in the comments, okay? Let me know down below. Um, but we're going to go ahead and get started with kind of the overall energy with the major arcana. So, Spirit, whenever you're watching this, no, Spirit, what do you have for me today? What should I be on the lookout for? What should I set up? What should I be into? What do you have for me today? Wow. Wow. So I have the Fool in the World card coming out here. A lot of endings and beginnings. If you know, the Fool is only the start of the major arcana, and the World is only the end of the major arcana. And so this is already letting me know that there's some pillars in my life that are shifting and changing and moving. I am and have been throwing a lot of caution to the wind. I've really been investing in myself. For years, I've been investing in myself, but really just like not only just investing in myself in my time and readings and all that stuff and what I wear, but like investing in myself spiritually, restoring what it truly means to have faith, not fear-led faith. You know, growing up Christian is like, oh, you gotta pray God, God did not give you the spirit of fear, but the only God that you should fear is me. You get what I'm saying? Like everything was caution, everything was moving too scared, everything was shifty, and so I, for the past probably year and a half, been restoring and renewing what it means to have true faith. Because when I was taught, it was like you should just know these things, what you should be doing, how you should be after or you're gonna go to hell. It's just like, but when I looked at it truly closely, it was like morally all this seems corrupt and contradictory and just kind of overall stupid. Especially somebody that was a reader. I could not stand that we was reading the same book over and over and over and can we borrow the book from the museum, the devil's book, so we can kind of different sides of the story, like give me. And so with this coming in for me today, there's a lot of endings and beginnings, spiritually and emotionally, in the pillars that I've had in my life regarding faith, regarding spirituality, regarding my gifts, regarding what I see and what can happen, regarding the Neptune energy of the unknown and illusion. So with the Fool coming in here, I have really much been the Fool, but I've also been accepting that in order to be the Fool, I have to be the World. I have to accept that if I'm starting something, a new page, which means I ended an old page, you know. So if I, some of y'all might relate, if I finish the box of cereal, which means I can open a new box. I love this. So with being, if you resonate, that's why I'm putting it on here. So if you resonate, I have been feeling very, and I said it on here, kind of nauseous every now and again, just very like coming out like just feeling where I can't move or just very tired, just sleeping, restoring my energy. So just kind of been feeling in those modes where I've also been hyper fixated. That can be a sign for some because neurodivergent things or whatever. You can be autistic or whatever, ADHD, all the good stuff. Um, but I've been hyper fixated on certain foods, certain things that bring comfort, right? A lot of folklore magic, again, going into the grounding of my spirituality and depths of that. So, a lot of folklore magic involving like potatoes and all that stuff. So, I've been grounding myself because it even reminds me of the deck that I had. I've been grounding myself in what I currently have and what needs to be removed. I wrote something on my deck, on the big deck, say that 5 times fast. I wrote something on the big deck where I was like, if there's a hole in the boat, I don't need to throw away the whole boat. I just need to patch up the hole in the boat. Figure out where the leak is coming from, repair it properly, and keep selling. And with the world card is my boat. That is my spiritual gifts that I have been grounding and concentrated on. That is me speaking life and confidence and affirmations of myself. That is my livelihood, my everyday rituals. That is my characteristics. That is you get it's me. It's the solid parts of me that I don't need to remove. That I just need to grow. That I need to enhance. That I need to acknowledge and hone. The Fool card is the hole. There's a hole in the boat. There's something new in the boat. There's something shifting in the boat. Now it's not as balanced, causing, like I said, kind of that sickness in my stomach a little bit, kind of just nauseous. Not even like sick, just very nauseous. And I hate when I'm nauseous and my mouth doesn't get watery, because when my mouth gets watery, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like, yes, my mouth was not the water, which means this is like a purging from my solar plexus, from my internal, where I have to think about what I'm consuming, why I'm consuming it, what I'm taking in, and how that illuminates me or dims me. Ashe. Um, so with the Fool card, it's the hole in the boat. What needs to be patched? What needs to be repaired? Right? Do we need to bring in new materials? Do we need to just, so how am I sealing it up? And so I'm recognizing what I need to seal up, because in the spiritual realm and aspect of things, you couldn't tell me that hell wasn't real, especially as a person that was gay in the church, making out, somebody that fell asleep in the church, mouth wide open. Like, there were so many things that I did that weren't Christian, like that. I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to hell. And I would pray every night for at least an hour while I'm in bed, like, please let me go to hell, please forgive me, please forgive me, please, like over and over again. No one from against you to prosper, like that fear, right? I didn't need to see hell. I didn't need to feel hell. I didn't need to smell it. I didn't need to experience it or anything. But I felt like it was real. I felt like because of what I'm doing, the actions that I'm taking, the thoughts that I'm having, the questions that I'm having that aren't being answered, that aren't being met. Like, this doesn't make sense. If he said this, why did he do this? If he moved this way, why did he do this? If he knows this, and why does he act in this way? Omnipotent. So for me, it was in a sense of being like, okay, this ain't working. This is not working. And now, if I was able to believe that so strongly, and I wasn't getting answers, I wasn't getting clarity, I wasn't getting grounded, I didn't feel safe and comforted. Me being a spiritual person, I wouldn't even say new age spiritual, because bitch, my shit is old that I be doing. Okay, who do we find? Good shit. I say shit that you don't even need to know about. I didn't know hell, God, or any that was real, but the actions I felt like was taking felt like I was connected with God. And so now I'm realizing the actions that I have been taking are the proof, right? That what I'm receiving, what I'm getting. I'm not able to see, um, sorry, that person was peering around the corner. It creeped me the fuck out. Oh my God. Ruhi looking at her too, like, what the fuck? Sorry, that is very weird. Just peering around the corner. Sorry, but and now I'm learning a new way of what faith looks like, with being grounded and rooted in that, not being afraid Not spirit leading with fear, but spirit leading with grace, something that's new for me. Some spirit leading with compassion, understanding, answering my questions, asking me questions. It's leading in a different way. So with this fool in this world, it's like I am changing not only the way I move spiritually and think spiritually, but how that causes my actions. What risk I'm willing to take. If I'm considering them risk, if something is a big deal, so it's changing my mind frame in essence, especially with the King of Cups, Scorpio card coming in here. Somebody that is understanding, somebody that is giving, somebody that is devoted and compassionate to those things. Somebody that's able to go, especially with Scorpio energy being about taboo, what you should and shouldn't do, what is and isn't right. Like I said, dealing with all these things, and I'm just like, this seems a little. And I always say, if you need religion or you need possible punishment in order to know what is and isn't right, maybe you're the problem. Are we good? Sometimes we doing stuff. So with the King of Cups is realizing the power and the strength and the essence of holding the same way that I tell y'all what I've been telling myself. How powerful and spiritually defined and connected must you be to know that you can work with an energy of being, a deity, an entity, whatever, so forth have you, that you can't see or touch unless physical realm in that type of way, like this. How powerful. How prophetic. You're a fucking visionary, baby. Right? So how are you able to do all these things and not recognize your power, your strength, your capabilities, your ascension into the cultivation of heaven on earth without having to go to some different heaven? Realizing that you are walking heaven on earth. So with this King of Cups energy, it's like, how am I taking in my connection with spirit? And with the Fool card and the World card coming here, it's like I'm ending the ways that I used to feel like I have to work with spirit. Because when I was a Christian, I didn't feel like I was seen by the God that I was working with. I didn't feel like I was seen. I didn't feel like I was heard. I didn't feel like it. And by seen, I don't mean like, oh, they don't, like, I didn't feel like they actually saw me. Because I kept hiding myself, trying to pray myself away, trying to cut myself away. All these things and ideations. It was just like, I don't feel loved and worthy. And especially if you're a black person and a person of color, you know exactly where the type of Christianity came from. And it's like, why am I believing that everything about slavery is bad, but the religion? They didn't treat us right at all, but they gave us something that was amazing, that was powerful. They separated us from our family so we couldn't tell our stories, our own spiritual practices, things that invoked us and gave us power. But they're going to give us something that we can't read, that we can't use. What do they say? How they gonna tell you your heaven is in the sky, but they got you building yours on earth, theirs on earth? And so it's even certain instances like that. Like, how is that possible? Where I have to struggle to get blessings? I don't. I just need to work, hone my skills, do what I need to do, and be aligned and go with the flow. I don't need to stress, strife, hustle. What? We've seen people fail upwards. So if the Fool card, that's why I'm like, the Fool card, I've been throwing like, fuck, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna exquisite. Like, I'm going to, because I am the world. I am the ending and the beginning. I am accumulation of all my blessings, my challenges, my blessings, my gratefulness, my thoughts, my just every day waking up, scratching my ass energy. So with the King of Cups, I'm recognizing the strength and the power that I hold and the devotion to myself. Exactly. So I'm just like, okay. All right, bitch. Get your shit together. Get your shit together. And so when I started working with my ancestors, with truly being able to hear spirit in a way that allows for a conversation. That's why I say, how's somebody gonna tell you how to set up your altar? What if you don't even want an altar? How's somebody gonna tell you how to protect your home and that there's only one way to protect your home? How is it? Because that's how you acting right now. I mean, how? How? You have to have, I always say, dealing with spirit is a relationship. This is a collaboration. This is us willing and wanting to work together, to see each other, understand each other, listen to each other, work with each other. Is that what you want? I don't know what he wants right now sometimes. Well, let's get deeper into this. Revenge and avengement. Yeah. Like I said, bringing up how am I going to believe, put my power. And that's another thing. They wanted the power, the energy. Your attention provides invention, provides creation, provides devotion, provides a source of energy, especially if attention is energy and energy cannot be destroyed. But they're giving us something. They're giving me something that is causing me fear, but fear is still energy. Doubt is still energy. Worry is still energy. Confusing myself to be in clarity with confusion is energy. You get what I'm saying? So with this revenge and avenge me living out my life for my ancestors, for myself, going with the flow of energy that is aligning me where I don't feel like I gotta pray, please protect me, please let me go to hell. I'm so sorry, please forgive me, like please see, please take away the gate. Like what the fuck? Please help my mom stop hitting me and talking to me like this and please, please. No, no. I work with people that recognize if anger is energy and power, and there's possibly a root to that. Hurt, disadvantagement, justice, honesty, all that. Revenge and avengement is coming in. And so it's like, baby, you don't live your life and do what the fuck you need to do. There is no cheat in the system when the system wasn't even created with you in mind. How you gonna cheat something when it didn't even think about you when it was being created? Can't cheat it. You just don't use it. You just don't operate in it. You just don't function in it. You just keep doing you. And it may look like the fool to others, but baby, they don't realize that you have a world sense of experience, of knowledge. We're not going outside. So if that's what you're trying to do, if that's what you're trying to do, thank you. No. Just didn't like that, did you? So then people were be like, no, no, no. We're just working with somebody else. Like, forgive that. Why would I forgive mine? A pedophile. Why would I do that? Why would I forgive rape? Why would I forgive them? And people feel like forgiveness has to be forgiveness and healing are not synonymous. Sometimes when you don't forgive, that's how you get healing. You get what I'm saying? You got what I'm saying? You're gathering it? Sometimes when you don't forgive, because what am I forgiving you for? You're not worthy of my forgiveness, of my grace, of my consideration, of me seeing you from a different light than how you showed me. No, you showed me who you are. You lived in the way that you were, and now I'm going to operate off of that. Don't be surprised that I'm operating off of what you're giving me. Don't be surprised that my reaction is because of your actions. And so with this revenge and avenge me, it's like, don't play with yourself. Don't play in your own face by allowing others to play in it and give excuses. Like I said, if you You sign in, and this is my reading, but if you align with it, you align with it. I didn't do one of these or the why. So with the King of Cups coming, I'm realizing the own shame, the own taboos that I put on myself, the own restrictions. I remember I was helping somebody once with creating thank you for it, a road opener spell. And before I started, I said, just so you know, this is what has worked for me. This is what I've done. This is also things that I've learned from my own ancestral lineage. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm also going to give you some sources from other tools and materials that you also may be able to use that. Because I am a person, it's working for me because it's me. I don't know if it's going to work for you. That's why I'm always saying there's more than one way to meditate. There's more than one way to heal. There's more than one way to get grounded. There's nothing new under the sun but how it's done, and it has to be done for you. There's more than one way to protect your home. There's more than one way to bring in abundance. And so, with this revenge and avenge me, I'm realizing in order to get the best revenge is your paper. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of set that up. I know. But I got money everywhere. I do. I have abundance everywhere. I have opportunities everywhere. I have wealth everywhere. I'm not limiting myself to getting it from one space, one way, one energy. Especially with the being on the King of Cups, which is about abundant pleasure, water energy, wealth energy. Forget that too. The Cups energy is wealth energy. Emotional availability, your capacity, what you truly put in your belief and energy into for good. So with this, I got money everywhere. I say everywhere, everywhere. No matter where I go, no matter what needs to happen, I always have more than enough money. I do. I don't know how it works if something happens, like I told you guys, been homeless a few times, but I've always had a place to stay, always had food to eat, always had, money coming in so I can go out and experience the world. Just little things, concerts, or just taking myself on a day. I've always had it, even when I was going through stuff. Because money is not linked to worldly things, worldly thoughts. It is linked to my energy, and I'm an abundant motherfucker. So this event is realizing, like I said, I'm no longer feeling like my heaven, my peace, my protection, my openness, my vulnerability, my all these things is something to be afraid of, something to not use, something to give away. It reminds me of that one song, and I don't sing it where the song is like, I give myself away so you can use me. And I never liked that song growing up. Like, what do you mean I give myself away so you can use me? And then also the way that people talk about your spiritual gifts growing up, like, Daddy, you got to use that for God. You got to say that for God, for God, for God, for God. What the fuck? What about for me? Mitch, I don't even know my own voice anymore. I don't even know what my own body feels like. I feel so distant from myself, trying to get connected to something so outside of me. I'm giving everything away. Everything? And so we got haters and naysayers. It could have been people that you grew up with that was like, you got to do this, you got to set it up this way, you can't do this. It's like, why am I restricting myself? That's why I also got the King of Cups, from pleasure, from joy, from experiencing life in a way that feels solely aligned with me. Because I've been going with following the path of least resistance. And I feel like with the King of Cups coming in here, I know that, thank you. I'm ignoring the haters and naysayers because when I start listening to them, oh, you should do this, you got to set up this way, you got to da. No, I don't want to. For God, what about for me? And I'm inspired by God, or I'm working together with God. But for, you got to do this, you did it. Like, whoa. And so with the haters and naysayers, is when I started living in this life, and truly, even back then, when I was still a Christian, I would say so. They were like, you can't do that. It was still like, because this energy, this spirit inside of me, it could not be suppressed. It could not be shut down. It could not. Even in school. not even on the spiritual aspect, on the religious aspect. Even in school, I would be like, this is stupid. And I would go to the library and I would read different books. I would research different things. I would watch documentaries. Some classes, of course, I went to. I would go to the classes and I would take the test and just pass the test. And that's why I was able to pass the class. Because it's like the knowledge that you're giving me, the way that I learn, you're not teaching me. The way that I'm understanding things, you're not giving it to me. And what I do want to learn, it's like I like being able to know that I'm the controller, I'm a manifester, I'm a cultivator, I'm a creator in my own life. And when people tell me that I can and cannot do things or how to do things, that Scorpio and that revenge and avengement kicks in. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean I can't choose me? I have to think about somebody else before I choose myself or what to do with my life. And also it reminds me of a lot of things. We're on the spiritual aspect today. That makes sense. Today's Thursday. Okay, that makes sense. Hashay. It reminds me when people be like, if you want to make God laugh, tell me your plans. Excuse me? And like I kind of go with this saying where it's like, if you think you're going to be doing this, but it's like, dang, we can't even come up with the working on a goal that I truly want in my life together. And this is different than, because if you know, spirit will protect you from things. But like, I didn't really want this. I thought I wanted this. They would say that, like, you think you're going to do this, but God going to do this for you. You think you're going to do this. Like, that's not even what I want. That's not even close to what I want or like or enjoy. Gosh, they definitely got money everywhere. Itchy palms. And also reminds me of certain things. Going on the spiritual front and even the Christian front, people like, if you get promise to change your life, that means money's gone away. Me growing up, they would tell us, you can receive money. I can receive money in both my hands. And so I brought that over, like the boat. I can receive money in both my hands. Some people feel like what they got as their pattern recognition, their communication and relationship with God, the universe, spirit, is also the same for you. It's also the same restrictions for you. And that's why I love to tell people the Bible is just people's stories that listen to spirit and it got published. That's it. The Quran is people's stories that listen to spirit and it got published. I can't think of the other ones right now. I'm so sorry. But anything is just people's spiritual ideas that got published, their spiritual connection, how they worked, all that. Even my Orisha book, The Way of the Orisha, that's their spiritual understanding. Because the stuff that I'm doing, like, we don't do that together. We don't set that up. Because my communication, I'm a different vessel, I'm a different being, I'm a different spirit. That's not going to work for me. And so with the haters and naysayers coming in, like, I'm like, you got to do it. It didn't work for me. It doesn't work for me. And so I'm realizing with the Fool what does and doesn't work for me and being okay with that. What else in regards to moving with the Fool energy? Ooh, maybe you gave me a lot, didn't you? You gave me quite a lot, didn't you? I'm opening my heart space. An old friend. Okay? So let's let me know that the more. And this is opening, because sometimes the relationships I ended in a way that didn't actually come to terms of ending. And so with this old friend coming in and the opening my heart space, this is letting me know that there's going to be a conversation. It's also letting me know I'm going to leave that one to myself. Now I don't need to know everything about my goddamn rating. And then I'm saying a message for you that was for me. I can tell the difference. And that's another thing, being able to tell the difference of when something is for you, when it's for someone else. But I'm opening my heart space, and with this old friend, it's going to be an energy that's going to allow me to heal from a lot of things, especially with this revenge and avengement coming in as well. I'm going to be able to heal from a lot of things and work through a lot of things. I got independent coming in here, right across some haters and naysayers. People hate that it looks like you can do things on your own, create things on your own, think for yourself. do like people do not like that at all. Some people's style I can in my dream, yeah, shit. In my dreams where I can tell you like he still don't like that I'm so independent. Especially people that are dependent on me or I like they're dependent on me or these type of things happen or just in a certain it's just I can tell. So this independent energy, people don't like that you know that you are the God within. I am the God within. I am me. I am that I am. And anything I decide to work with has a different power, has a different aspect, has a different energy than me. But I'm not gonna put you above me. Because then I'm always looking up and bitch, that hurts my neck. I wrote something to a friend, hilariously, an old friend a while ago. We just kind of just fell apart. And not like in the Bible, we just kind of grew apart. Um, and I was like, if you always looking up, you might just hit a pole. You might just hit a wall. And you don't know why because you're still looking up and you feel like the sky, the energy hasn't changed like this, but you haven't looked forward. You haven't looked at yourself. You haven't looked at your movements and your surroundings and everything around you. So, but this independent energy, I realized I was looking up way too much and not looking in. It caused me to be around and surrounding a lot of things, but it allowed it. Spirit, thank you for protecting my energy while I'm vulnerable. I was working with a lot of the energies that I work with now, um, and ancestors and Orisha, things that I work with now. I was working with them before I even knew what their names were. And they were working with me protecting. But it was the way that my spirit operated and moved. So I got in trouble a lot. Um, in church and stuff. It's because it was moving in a way that was by spirit, that was led by true energy, that was led by true flow. And so with spirit, thank you for protecting my energy. I was vulnerable. Let's right on top of the revenge, the independent, and the haters and naysayers. And I'm even realizing now where I was like I said, I've never been more scared in my life than when I was a Christian and growing up in that household. Like, I've been afraid of my life still since every now and again I get a little afraid of it, but there was a type of fear that was instilled. And then that's why I was like, I can't, why would I follow religion that caused so much fear? And then I realized the reason why it caused so much fear is because it was given to my ancestors to keep them trapped, to keep them stuck, to keep them shrunk, to keep them. So it's like, thank you for protecting while I was vulnerable and figuring things out, trying to understand things, trying to navigate things, and allowing my body to move in a way that was independent of all of that. And then what also pissed me off, especially somebody that's a writer, finding out that I forgot his name was writing everybody's book in the Bible. Like, bitch, you kidding me? They couldn't even write their own stories. So this probably doesn't. But I've been as somebody that that's why even in spiritual communities, when people like you can't manifest in a dirty house, or I'll be like, what do you mean you can't manifest in a dirty house? You don't know if that person is a chaos witch. You don't know if that person is currently dealing with something and spirit sees it, and that's why their house is that way. And so they're providing them with something to allow them to be able to feel like they can clean up. Like you don't know what's going on. So for you to say that I can't manifest something is quite wild. I can't create something. I can't get something because of how the physical looks when I'm not even. You're crazy. The same people that be like, how you gonna help me manifest a man or a woman or a car, this and that, and you ain't got one. But that's kind of the whole point of creating something out of the void. That is the whole point of manifesting. That is the whole point of bringing something in that I possibly currently don't have. And what if I don't want a husband or a wife? What if I don't want a car? What if I don't want the home? What if I'm just a motherfucker that likes to travel? You don't know. And so it's also this thing with spirit is protection while you're vulnerable, while you're figuring things out. Like, what does work for me spiritually? What is aligned with me spiritually? That allows me to stand in my own independence, but also allow collaboration with spirit. Communication, it's a relationship. I always say it should be a relationship, not a dictatorship. I'm not working with a fascist religion, misogynistic. Like, no, I'm working with something that allows me to be me, that sees me, that hears me, that feels me, that works with me, so I can work with them. Because, like I tell you, I don't eat. They be asking for beef jerky, bitch. I'm vegan. They be asking for banana pudding. I'm vegan. Like, could I make some of that stuff vegan? Sure, but I know they want. They want that goddamn rotisserie chicken that's been sitting there the hot lane. Get the rest of my cat. So it's things like that where it's like, just because it's not something that I need doesn't mean it's not something I'm thinking that's a relationship. And so I'm working through that and realizing that, and that has allowed me to see my abundance, to see my wealth, because I also got new life, more colors, more music. And it's coming right on top of the Fool card, the Revenge card, and the Old Friend card. It's going to be a new essence coming within me, for me. So thank you for protecting me so I can experience this new life, so I can see more colors, so I can be more in line with self, so I can experience these things. The fact that this is my reading and y'all gave me this card, y'all love me so much. Take what resonates, hit dogs holler. I love that saying. A hit dog will holler. And be mindful of people that tell themselves without you even doing anything. They'll hit themselves without you even sending anything their way. They'll get in the way of it because they know they're guilty. They'll get in the way of it because they know they're guilty, or because they resonate with it, or because the shoe fits. Hit dogs will holler, whether you was throwing a hit in the first place. And so with this coming on here, with this independent energy, right on it coming on top of the independent energy, this is my reading, but Spirit is telling me to post it. So you're only going to take what resonates for you. I'm speaking from my life experiences, what's going on, has happened with me, what's going on with me, what is going to, because I know. So you're only going to want to take what resonates. If you feel hit, if you feel triggered, research that, study that, dig into that, go into that, get independent with the fuck you're feeling. Stop always seeking outward for what you're feeling inward. Stop always seeking outward what you're feeling inspired by inward. What the fuck? Oh, a lot to do with music. Obviously, y'all know I love Spirit. Knows they know I love me a concert. I That is one of my favorite activities to do, is go to concerts. That is one of my all-time favorite things. If nobody knows that, know that I love concerts, and the fact that music is coming out again, and I already got more music, and that's coming in with I Got Money Everywhere, haters and naysayers. So I'm hearing the Sound of Music. My cousin loved the movie growing up. I have no idea why. Sound of Music, but it's just, I have, just like music is everywhere. If you listen to the sound, the tune, everything, nature, like there's music everywhere. I got money, and there might be haters. Woke up looking as good. I'm in my prime. These niggas gotta get played. My life is out there normal, breaking status quo. Well, my mom was a praise dance teacher. I wanted to move with the music, and I couldn't do that. I felt confined and restricted. And they're like, why don't you dance? You dance? I don't want to dance that way. I like to just dance because I'll listen to the same song 5 times in a row and move my body 5 different ways each time. And so, with my life is out there normal, breaking the status quo, right on top of Scorpio energy, secret energy, occult energy, and I'm Scorpio stellium energy. I really was not going to stick to religion. Like, ugh. Scorpio is literally spirituality right next to Pisces. Because it's that depth, it's that water, it's that what's really holding you, what's really keeping you. And so my life is out there normal, breaking the status quo of what it means. That's why I said there's more than one way to get money. There's more than one way to express self. There's more than one way to work with spirit. There's more than one way to set up an altar. There's more than one way to do 1,000,001 things. Because there's nothing new under the sun but how it's done and who it's done by. So my life is out there normal. When I think about so many things that I've been doing, even the dreams I have, so it's just things where I'm protected, because the life that I'm living is allowing me to avenge my ancestors. It is allowing me to get revenge for myself. It has allowed me to see who I need to see. It has allowed me to open my heart to what I need to open my heart to and truly just live my life. Yeah, outside forces spirit has y'all already know, not y'all, the collective, but them, y'all. You already know y'all been working. Spirit, when I say spirit, do not play about me. And that's why I be telling people, deal with me. Please deal with me before they do. Because as soon as I say, all right, I ain't even got to say, ah. As soon as I say, ah, they there. I ain't even got to finish the all right sentence. They there. So with outside forces, not only are they working on making sure that I'm breaking the status quo by being able to live my life that works best for me, so I can heal, so I can grow, so I can expand, but they're working on it and bringing in, just bringing in clients, bringing in viewers, bringing in peace, bringing in stability. When I went through a lot of things, I was a question. Spirit, like, why am I so calm right now? And that's why I said I'm reframing my mind with faith and spirituality for the past year and a half. Because when I was going through stuff back then, even when I was learning and growing into who I am now and who I am continuously becoming, I would be like, oh my God, I would feel so much anxiety from the unknown, from the unsure. Because I used to work with somebody that would just punish you to punish you. That's why I also didn't like that fucking Job story. Like, what the fuck? You testing my faith? Why? Bitch, don't look at me. That's why I say you don't need to suffer. Spirit has been also teach me. I don't need to suffer. I don't need to overextend myself to get love. I don't need to do all these things. And so the outside forces have been working in my favor. Brown, I have been really called to brown. I've been buying a lot of brown clothes. That's right on top of the more colors. Taking what resonates. It's also been helping me ground and root. It also just looks and feels good on my skin. So yeah, love list. I need to make a love list. I haven't made a love list in a little while. And that's right on top of haters and naysayers and protection, money everywhere, and music. Yeah. Oh, Spirit, yes it is. I've been working this round top with the world card, so this also letting me know that I'll be getting that very soon in 10 days. Again, if this resonates with you, take what you need to resonate. Take what you need. But Spirit, like I said, I've been working with them and they've been working with me before I even knew what it was and who they were. Final cards. We have child, children, child. Like I'm trying to get back into the energy of just this childlike essence of myself, allowing my inner child to also move and speak because it didn't when I was younger, but also combining it with my adult self with who I am now. So again, that full card, that world card coming in here, combining all of those elements. We have healing, oh, healing and karma. I've been, like I said, I've been healing what I have to do and how I need to move, how I need to operate, and even what karma is. What is it? It's karma and then karmaphilia, I believe, something like that, where karma is what you did and karmaphilia is the result of that karma. I believe it's karmaphilia, if I remember, but it's karma is what you have done, and then karmaphilia, I believe is what it's called, is the action after the karma. So your results of that karma, right? That's why I always tell people sure you can do some good deeds to get some karma, but it comes with your best intentions where you're not even thinking. Final card that I got is awakening. Like I said, for the past probably year and a half, I've really been changing what faith means to me. What it truly looks like, what it truly feels like, what it smells like, how to ground myself in it. So I've been awakening this right on top of ground and taking what resonates an old friend. I'm only taking what I need and I'm not overextending more. I'm asking questions and waiting for answers because I know I'll get them. It's just a lot of things. So I'm going to be experiencing a whole lot more because I'm worthy of that. And I've been knowing that for some time, even when I didn't even know. And it was hilarious. That's what I was trying to say. That I thought it was going away. Even when I was praying, like, Spirit, no harm against me, should prosper, and listening to Fred Hammond, no weapon, consistently. It's crazy because I was sending it up, and it's crazy because anytime I'm like, oh, I love God, da da da, I'm like, which one? I'm like, which one, baby? Because everybody say God. Which one? And if you ain't got one, that's perfectly fine. Just say, oh, just, love, the energy, that's fine. It works for me too. But it's crazy because why I'm saying this because I'm like, God, please this, God, please this, God, please this. 444 as I say that. And then you didn't realize that I was always talking to my spirit team that I'm working with now. It was like, we got you protected. Because my voice would never reach their ears. The Abraham God, it was never reaching their ears because my frequency, my tone, my vibration, where I was resonating at, who I was and who I am, was on a different level than what they can even reach, what they can even think of, because they weren't thinking of me. Like I said, it's easy to be like, oh, there is no breaking the system when the system wasn't made for you, when a religion wasn't made for you. So it would never hear me. It would never hear me. And who I'm talking to, and who I have been talking to, is my ancestors, my rishas, the nature, fucking birds, myself. And those voices I hear so clearly, so distinctly, that there is no question. And so, from the beginning to the end, Spirit is and has been with me, and I've been standing in that. I have been standing in that. So that has been my reading and yours, and you also resonate with it. Okay. I'll love you. Love yourselves more. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Check out a book of reading if you want. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, and that's it to be all. Thank you. I love you. I'll share.